Hounders, we're back and we're going to try to smash another one. Battle Royale champ, week 18 of last season for 25 Gs. This contest is twice as big. Twice as big, twice as much money up top. And there might be overlay. And when I say might be, it's at 75% fill rate. Now, it's been speeding up the last 45 minutes, but we're still looking at about... You're looking at about 6 to 8% an hour. We have an hour and a half left. This is going to be around 10%, I believe, overlay. So it's going to get to like 90% fill rate. They don't change the payouts. It's a guaranteed contest. So the money up top, the money throughout all the prize pool stays the same. So let's jump right into the draft room. Wish everyone the best of luck week 2. For their at-home leagues. We just got the official news, and it pays to be in the live stream. Aaron Jones, officially inactive week 2. Not a huge surprise there. But a little nugget from Tuesday with Dooley. We stated, Travis Kelce, if you knew he was playing this game, that he would be ranked in the top 4. He's going to be ranked 3. Oh, man, I have my... AJ Dillon, I do not have ranked 1 overall. I set my player swaps because I thought I wouldn't be doing anymore. But man, this overlay is too good to ignore. So yeah, a little player swap. And that's the thing with Kelce. If he didn't play this game, there's no risk because you get to player swap. Sure, you'd be risking, he was going pick 8 at open. And you'd be getting someone like Ingram, Laporta, someone that wasn't drafted is how the player swaps work. And if you don't put in your own rankings, that means you get the next best available based on ADP. Yeah, Kelce's going to be ranked 2 before 1 p.m. today. I've been going like this, basically. Really do think either Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence is going to be the optimal QB this week. You could easily see Justin Fields, though, any given week be optimal. Daniel Jones is in a comeback game situation. Let's go Diggs here. Maybe we can make this the Josh Allen lineup. Obviously going to be a chalky start, but there's a chance that this is just the optimal, so you just have to make the best play over and over again. Makes the most sense. Did a lot of Diggs and Mahomes too, just to get different in this scenario as well. Ben, welcome to the live stream. So I didn't make this one. Got the 101 though. I have stupid McCaffrey exposure for this tourney. What's crazy is I haven't really been able to get the 101 too much. Let's go Diggs Allen. I do like Josh Jacobs as a bring back in this game. No Jacoby Myers. Sure, you can go Devontae Adams too. But I do think they're going to force feed the ball to Josh Jacobs. And you might see some extra targets today. Only getting 2 catches last game. I like ETN as like a leverage play. If you're completely off like the KC side of things, you don't have Mahomes, whatever the deal is. Nice leverage play with Pacheco. Like using those running backs that don't catch a lot of passes to leverage that side of the ball, where you need so many things to go right to spike into the top 5, top 10 in a 56,000 person tournament, that you want to find these small leverage plays, these small narratives to go right for your roster. And every single team that you draft has its own narrative. Like even a small switch up. Like last week, we saw Mike Williams not really get used, right? So you can go Justin Herbert instead of going Keenan Allen, who's drafted in every single draft. You could just make a small switch and go Mike Williams. Like stuff like that, I like. Because it could be a Keenan Allen week, sure. But it could be a Mike Williams week. And he honestly has a higher ceiling anyways. And without Eckler, I think you're going to see both of them have pretty damn good weeks. T-Law off the board. And again, we can't go QB because we already have one. If Devontae Adams falls here, we'll go Devontae Adams. Typically goes around pick 11, so it won't be super high owned to have this stack bring back. We'll see what this guy does, though. Won't get too excited. I wouldn't mind having a piece of the Seattle-Detroit game. You could go ETN to leverage the Jacksonville side of things as well. Okay, he goes Andrews. Let's bring him in just for a little bit of uniqueness. Not completely, nothing crazy, but it's probably around 5% to have this stack bring back. And I'm okay with that. If we can get DK on the way back around, I wouldn't mind Debo too. Debo smashes the Rams coverage. And we're not double stacking this game. Like, I'm not going Josh Jacobs and Devontae Adams because Josh Jacobs is a direct bet against Devontae Adams. Even if we're just talking about touchdowns. Ooh, so Mike Willie goes. Journey might be in the live stream listening. I'm also okay with like a Darren Waller. Just the injury's interesting. Like, it seems like he's going to be injured for the rest of the season. The injury's lingering. But he's good and he can play through it and he can be elite with the injury. I think we see a bounce back week for Darren Waller. But if I'm going to make a bet on Darren Waller, I sort of want to have Daniel Jones. Because I think Daniel Jones, if he gives Darren Waller an optimal week where he's tight end 1, you could see Daniel Jones finish as a top 2, top 3 QB. So I sort of want to be making that bet correlated with Darren Waller. This is a fun start. Yeah, ER7 says, I think Waller bounces back. Yeah, that's a huge bounce back. I think he does too. As my RB1, I wouldn't even mind if it's A.J. Dillon. Kelly's going to be a little more common. I should say a lot more common than A.J. Dillon in these. So I do want to mix in some Dillon where I can. Aaron Jones officially ruled out. Javonte Williams is a little sneaky play at the end here. Pacheco too, though. I think Pacheco is a sneaky play where you have CH dealing with an illness. So goes down to just Pacheco and McKinnon really for touches. That's a really good sign for Pacheco. And we did do one dog bowl for Miami. Maybe we'll do a giveaway on this video, on a commenter for this video. If we win, you get to bring one person to Miami with you for free. Obviously, I'll make t-shirts. Comes with free t-shirts. Do we get Gibbs here? Gibbs would be a dream. If not, we can't go Kittle because we already have Debo. Double stacking has only won 1 out of 37 battle royales. So double stacking pass catchers typically doesn't work too great. Now at tight ends and running backs, I believe the stats were a little higher. It was like 3 out of 37. So I'm cool with Gibbs here. I'm also cool with Ingram. These teams don't have tight ends. And look, they already have they can't go another running back or wide receiver, both of them. So I can get Gibbs for free and get Ingram right here as well. So this is like one of those small plays that you can make that you should be looking ahead on. Like, we get Gibbs for free because they can't draft him. So why not go ahead and get our tight end? Ingram versus KC seems like a really good spot. And again, he had more targets than Kirk last week. Kirk ended up with like one catch for 9 yards. Ingram ended up with what, 4, 5? 5 catches on 5 targets. So it's a fun one. So we get Gibbs here or Rams. No, I'm not going to Rams running back. I'm not doing it. Where's Pacheco? We could just go Pacheco here. Let's go Pacheco. We get this mini stack, KC versus Jacksonville. Again, we're leveraging this side of the ball, saying Mahomes doesn't throw 3 touchdowns. Maybe he throws 2 and maybe Pacheco runs in 1 or 2. So make a small little bet around this game. It's the highest point total game on the week too. So something like this, it looks nice. It feels good. Ben says, I'll design the t-shirts when we win. Let's go. Did anyone do any dog bowl drafts? I'll pull up mine. Where we go? Drafts completed. Dog bowl. We went Daniel Jones, Darren Waller, CMC, Isaiah Pacheco, again, kind of leveraging this game since we don't have Mahomes, and then Mike Williams and Zay Jones. Again, this is a 12-team draft. 12 teams. Let me go to my... Okay. All right, let's jump into another one. Let's see what it's at 76.3, and it's been about 8 minutes, and it didn't fill a full percent. So if it fills 1% every 10 minutes, that's 6% an hour. We're looking at 6, 7, 8% more to be filled. And what's that? 84, 85% fill rate. I expect it to pick up even more towards the end. So I'm guessing like 88% this contest ends up like filling at 88 to 90%. That pays for the rake. The rake's 11.7%. So you're basically playing in a rake-free tournament. And this is the exact scenario where we ended up winning Battle Royale Week 18 for 25. We also scrolled the F down on multiple picks and hit on a game stack between Denver and the Chargers. Like Geno Smith should be getting drafted in, I believe it's the second highest point total game on the week. Seattle versus Detroit. Also a game that blew up last year. So that's an interesting one. Justin Fields should be getting drafted. Daniel Jones should be getting drafted. Sure, you can add Goff to that mix. I'd probably rather the Geno side personally. Let's make a bet against Kelsey here. I don't have a ton of chase. I think for good reason too. Hey, shout out to DJ Sabes. An absolute shark in the hockey community. Let's go Ridley here. Let's go Ridley. I mean, he's going to be going here next week anyways. Hot takes only. I got one. Daniel Jones, Waller, Algier, Kelly, Diggs, Evans. Interesting. So a little Algier action, kind of super leverage on the Bijan take. He's going to be splitting carries. We'll see if they start to ease Bijan into a larger role in the coming weeks. I wouldn't be overly surprised. Would not be overly surprised to see that. And this might be the type of draft where I just go get my guys. I'm going to create the team I want to create. I'm probably going to want to bring back for this KC game. It's obviously not going to be Kelsey. I loved when this contest opened, like I'm still at 30% Kelsey because I was selecting him every single time at pick 6 through 9. Like, so I still have around 30% Kelsey where it should be 1 out of 6. Now that he's going at pick 2 or 3, sure, if he's the optimal, like it's not going to matter. But now, excuse me, I'd rather bet against it just where I have him previously on all my other teams. Oh, Mark Andrews is active. Mark Andrews is active. He's suiting up. So sort of expecting a small target share bump off for Zay Flowers. It should be expected. He dominated last week. Weather on the Ravens game. What's funny is I have something coming for you guys for Battle Royales that's going to have weather automatically updated. Something big's coming soon, fellas. Something big is coming soon. Patty Mahomes, pick 8 to go with Amon-Ra. That's a fun start. Allen off the board with Chase. I'd go Derrick Henry here if he falls to us, but we can also just do this. I would like one of these elite running backs. And I don't mind if we go Justin Herbert with the pick after that and then go like Mike Williams. And then we go like Pacheco for this bring back. And then we find a tight end that we like that's not being drafted. It's crazy because Henry is someone that can just fucking break the slate. Like he can go off for 180 and 2 touchdowns. It's like if you didn't have him in that round, like all your lineups are dead. And I would hate to not have any Henry just for that reason. Andrew snaps will be limited. Yeah, definitely a good projection, but does it matter though? Like he can get there in limited snaps. So where are we kind of setting up this Tennessee Chargers matchup? I even like it more with the Derrick Henry selection. So our next pick, we're definitely going to be targeting. I mean, Keenan Allen's not going to be there. And I'd probably rather Mike Williams anyways because he's not being drafted in every single contest. So that instantly gives us leverage. I don't love the tight ends for the Chargers because you're seeing Parham split time with Everett. He took like 35% snaps away from Everett, and then he becomes a red zone target. It's just not great news for Everett. Friggin' Houston's O-line's being decimated. 4 starters potentially not going to be playing in today's game, which is not great for Dameon Pierce, obviously. CJ Stroud is active, though. Sucks because on redraft, you drafted Andrews, you have to start him 100%, and that's fine. It's fine. If they're playing him, he's going to be relatively healthy. It's week 2. Now, he might not be in fully like good shape, but like there shouldn't be a reason that he doesn't play 75% of the snaps. So if Mark Andrews is out there for 75% plus, he's likely still going to be tight end 2 on the week anyways. So I wouldn't overthink it too much. Look at the fall on Tony P. Just disrespect. Can we get both Tony P and Mike Willie? Something like this. One of these 2 plus Mike Williams would be nice. You can... Oh, DK gone. Well, we get Tony Pollard here. That's guaranteed. Because this guy's got 2 running backs. Can't draft a third. So we get Tony Pollard 10 picks after ADP. That's just going to add to the uniqueness. Or is it? It's really not. Because look, where we selected Herbert, we picked him at 14, right? Where his ADP is 23. We could have just selected Pollard at 14, where his ADP is basically 14. And then we could have selected Herbert at 23, right on ADP. So it's actually not unique at all. That's pretty funny. But you have to like look at that stuff. We have DeAndre Hopkins playing in this game too. We're not going. So like if I don't get Waller, let's not mess around. This guy already has a tight end, so if he wants to go 2 tight ends, like so be it. Right? I think that'd be stupid to not go Mike Williams here, because if he gets selected, our team's likely dead at that point. Like, yeah, sure, we can go like Joshua Kelly, or we can go Everett, but for those reasons I just stated, I don't want to go Everett. Let's just put the pressure on this guy to make his pick. Again, this guy's like, he doesn't have a real direction for his correlation right now, but now he brings in Lamar and it's beautiful. So if we don't go Waller, we'd go Debo. And if we don't go Waller, who do we target on the back end? Like, I like Komet, someone that's not being drafted. Let's bring in Waller here. We can always scroll the F down for our next pick. We can even go like AJ Dillon or something. We can just think about it. even like Dotson, someone that's not really being drafted a whole lot. Curtis Samuel is playing in today's game. If Samuel wasn't playing, I'd be even more heavy on Dotson. I'd be even heavier on Terry McLaurin as well. Zay Jones is a nice scroll down click, but we have him. We already have Ridley, so we're not going a second pass catcher because that's a bet on Trevor Lawrence. And again, double stacks at receiver has only won once out of 37 weeks of Battle Royale in NFL. And that was a Tyler Boyd Chase game or Tyler Boyd Higgins. I forget. It was last season, though. Early into the season, like week 4. Romeo Doubs is an option. These scroll the F down players. Now, like Burks was one of them if DeAndre Hopkins wasn't going to play. Like Burks would have become viable as a bringback in this Chargers game. Now it's just not sexy. Fantasy Football Garage, welcome to the live stream. Week 2, NFL, 1 hour and 9 minutes away. Get those lineups set. Another nugget for being on the live stream. Drop a like. Yeah, do it. Amari Cooper, groin, unlikely to play. The injury was too recent for him to play, so it's not a huge surprise, but you get some clarity there with Elijah Moore to the moon. Njoku potentially going to the moon. This guy needs a tight end, so we get Debo here at 35. This just worked out beautiful, huh? Now it's nothing sexy, like we didn't scroll the F down at all. But I still like it. We have multiple players in the same ADP range, and the only way you can do that is to reach. Like we have 4 players in this 22 to 30 range. 23, 25, 24, 30. So I do think we actually get a little unique by doing that. That's a fun one. I'm not going to lie. That's a fun team. Holy smokes. 50 G's. We probably just do a giveaway. 100%. Cheeseburger Day coming up, 99 cents at Wendy's. ER7 bringing the heat. Bringing the heat to the live stream. I hate how you can't see their last pick, too. That shit's annoying. And that's only on PC. Let's see what he did. You can't even pull it up. The worst. All right, let's fire another one. And what's the percent at? 77. So it is picking up. Percent is picking up. So you're probably looking at like a 90 to 92% fill. We have roughly 1 hour left. And I bet we get around 14%, which is still good. Like it's going to cover a majority of the rake for this contest. Ooh, Pirate Royalty in the Discord asking, drop Bateman for Boyd in full point PPR. You have to wait on Bateman. He played behind OBJ. He played behind Zay Flowers in week 1. But is that because of the injury? Like you have for that, like, excuse me, I'd wait just an extra week, see what the usage looks like, see if they ramp him up at all. I wouldn't fully panic just yet. Tyler, welcome to the live stream. DM me on Twitter. I'll send you the link to jump in if you want to get on live. We have 1 hour and 6 minutes until kickoff. Kelsey goes at the 101. Lee, I believe Lee is a pounder. Lee, let me know if you're in the live stream. See if we get this start. This is a Mahomes pick, isn't it? All right, let's start off with the little mini stack, Mahomes and Ridley. A little Mahomes and Ridley. Nice T, they send that to you. We did recently become partners with Underdog, but no, they don't like me enough to send me t-shirts. Not yet. Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Diggs, Devonta Adams start, Amon-Ra, Barkley. Pretty standard. Tyler says, currently on my exercise bike, looking over my weekly props, burning out calories. Or I eat 5,000 wings today. Let's go. Let's go. Savage. Absolute savage. I have now brought, like, behind me in this studio is my gym. And this is the only side of the room that I use. So I have since brought my weights upstairs for in front of the TV. This is my life now. Always grinding. 2 things at a time. Ooh. This is a fun start. I would, like, if this team basically needs Gabe Davis, though, because you're not going to go 2 tight ends. Or is this the week? Is this the week that the first double tight end team gets there? Excuse me, because it hasn't happened yet. Has not happened yet. If Derrick Henry makes it back to us, we have to slap it. We have to become a Derrick Henry slappy today. Back-to-back Derrick Henry. Is it going to happen? Do we actually have to do this? Oh, we don't. Let's go DK here. And maybe Gibbs. DK Gibbs. A little mini stack in this game. Second highest point total in the week. We could go a late pick like Rice. It's just so thin. Like, I think with Mahomes, if you don't get Kelsey, you're almost just better off. You're almost just better off saying, screw it. And just planning that he does what he always does. And that's called spreading the ball. Let's have a thought here. Let's go Gibbs. It's tough because, like, is Gibbs going to get, what do we think, like 3 more touches than he did last week? They're still going to be easing him into this role where he's transitioning to like 12 touches to 15 touches a game. Monty, though, likely going to remain the short yardage goal line back. So you're needing Jahmyr Gibbs to get there from 10 yards out, 8 yards out, 20 yards out. And he can. He looked freaking explosive week 1. But if this is the week that he gets that usage where he gets 15 to 17 touches, like, it's all over. It's all over. His ADP is going to skyrocket. I had a thought last night, the Brotherhood says. Not big into cornerback wide receiver matchup, but London on his way to another over with. Yeah. It's not looking great for London this week. ER7, would you start Tua versus the Patriots, A-Rich versus Houston? Give me A-Rich. Honestly, just seems like a safer floor, and he still has that ceiling. We know Houston's run defense is trash. Tua currently sitting at like a 270 over-under against the Pats, which is relatively high. But it's going to be the night game today. Pats D look good against Hurts. So just a slight worry. Don't want to overreact completely, but we can't go Ingram here because the double stack. Josh Cooper, welcome to the live stream, says Gibbs is my most drafted running back in Battle Royale, praying for the breakout. Yeah, and if it happens this week, like, you're not going to get that discount again. I've been trying to mix more Debo into my lineups as of recent. What can we do here? We can go Kittle too. This guy doesn't have a. If he double stacks Herbert, he can have Mike Willie. Let's go Kittle. He goes Pitts. We already have DK. Otherwise, Lockett could be a good bring back for Gibbs. Someone that was off last week, but very well could hit this week. Spike week guy. Debo off the board. Yeah, I think we just go Mike Williams. Willie. I'm right back to the well. In last week, right when Battle Royales opened and Tyreek Hill opened at 4, we ranked him at 2. Right after CMC. I paired 38% Hill last week with 40% Mike Williams. If those two things happen, there's a very good chance I had some top 10 finishes. That being said, Mike Williams sees like 4 targets and it wasn't the Mike Williams game, which is fine. We actually still ended up making like $70 on those lineups, which is good for not hitting any big cashes. But any week could be a Mike Williams week. And now you have no Eckler in town. Does Herbert rely more on the pass catchers? That's sort of the narrative I'm going to attack this week. I like we just targeted like my favorite games on the slate this week. And that's what I try to really do is there's usually 1 or 2 games that are hard to ignore where you leave the draft without a single piece of them. And you're like, yeah, that team feels good. That team feels good. Patrick Mahomes spreads the ball. 8 different pass catchers, 3 touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown. You heard it here first. All right, let's send one more. Man, 78%. 78%. So what did that say? How many minutes left? 38 minutes. So this is going to, the last draft will be at 12:40 p.m. Eastern, 20 minutes before kickoff. This might not be my last draft. We might not be done until kickoff. I might just keep drafting. The overlay is just too good. And you collector, welcome to the live stream, says 78.2% full with 38 minutes. Yes, sir. Adam, what's going on, my man? Start 2 in my flex. Rashad White, Godwin, B-Rob, JSN, Burks. Burks, you have to X out because DeAndre Hopkins is playing. Surprisingly, after like not practicing this week. Surprise start. JSN, I think you want to see it happen before you fire him up. I'm likely just, and I know it's probably tough to go Godwin and White. Like that also feels thin, but again, you don't need the highest ceiling to win in redraft against one other team. And White is guaranteed 12 to 14 touches. If you don't like starting both Bucks, you can go Godwin and Brian Robinson. I'd rather start Godwin over Rashad White, personally. Go to draft. Dog Bowl, want to know why, Adam? It's because they really didn't invest the time in explaining what the prize pool is going to look like for Miami, right? So they're paying basically the top 3 get $10,000. After that, it's very low payouts. But there's also, I was going to say, give me Diggs at 6, please. Let's do this because I think this is going to be more unique anyways than Diggs Allen. But they didn't explain what the prize pool is going to be like in Miami. And people don't understand that there is a whole secondary prize that comes with finishing in the top 3. Plus, you get to bring me with you to Miami. And I have some fire party shirts. Nez, welcome to the live stream, my dude. Good luck week 2. Good luck week 2. How many battle royales did you guys fire off? I'm assuming you maxed the mini. Yeah, Godwin and White together feels gross, but it's probably what I'm going with. Yeah, it's definitely classic floor. Is it full point PPR? Because I should have asked that. If it's half point PPR, maybe you go with Godwin and B-Rob, but... And again, last week, Brian Robinson had the majority of the touches. Damn, Nez is cooking. 20 minis, 45 mains, 3 dogs. Damn. What a beast. What an absolute beast. Half point PPR. Gibson? Is he still going to be in the doghouse for fumbling last week? Ends up touching the ball 4 times. To Brian Robinson's like 20. Yeah, 20 touches. Now they're playing Denver. Really low scoring total. Yeah, slightly worried, Adam, about the Denver matchup, but more because of we don't know if Gibson's going to be out of the doghouse, and now Brian Robinson gets, 14 touches instead of 20 because they want to use 2 running backs, but they still have to punish him for fumbling at the same time. I doubt we get Derrick Henry here. If we do, maybe we just do a mini here. We could double tap running back too. I'd be cool with that. Derrick Henry's still there. We can't go ETN because of the bet we have on Ridley. Could go Waller. I want Gabe too. Where's Gabe go? Gabe goes way down. And if we don't get Gabe, we could always go Kincaid, which makes me not want to go Waller here. Let's bring in Derrick Henry and think about this. Pick 30. This team needs 2 receivers. Let's go Mike Williams. We'll just lean into this game. We'll just lean into this. There's positives and negatives to being heavyweight on players, right? If they hit and you have that player with all different sorts of combinations, raises your chances of winning. If they miss, the thing is they have to miss by a lot. And I think without Eckler, I don't see that being all too possible. Now, Henry, I'm probably more worried about than Mike Williams. We get Henry at pick 18 too. So Josh Allen, Henry, and Ridley, I bet is a relatively unique start because what percent of Josh Allen teams are stacked with Diggs? So Diggs can have a good week, right? Excuse me. Diggs can have a good week. He can go for 80 yards, a touchdown, 6 catches, right? If Ridley has just a slightly better week, but Josh Allen outscores Mahomes, that's how this lineup becomes optimal between those 2 players. And that is why we want Gabe Davis or 1 pass catcher. And again, like Josh Allen can spread the ball and he can get there to be optimal without really elevating a single pass catcher, but this raises your ceiling. So I tend to do this anyways. With Mahomes, I'm less likely to bring in a stack if it's not Kelsey. But again, that's just based on the team because there is no true number 1 outside of Kelsey. In Buffalo, you have Diggs. This is a true number 1. You have Gabe, who is the true number 2. So I do think it's important. So this guy, all right, good. So we automatically get Gabe here. because these guys already have their positional players filled out. And we are going Gabe Davis over Debo. Sounds crazy, right? Maybe it is crazy. I entered 100 lineups in the main Battle Royale this week and 20 lineups in the Dog Bowl. Adam Liss just set on fire. No, I'm just kidding. Wish you best of luck. Oh, shit. All right, we're going Gabe here, and who do we want for a titty? We need a titty here to end. I mean, Kittle's not a bad titty to bring in at the very end here. I also like Komet this week. Like, sneakily gets 7 targets, 5 catches. We're going Gabe. Let's bring in Gabe, not overthink that one. Chiggy, I think, is interesting if D-Hop didn't play and if we didn't have a bring back already. Zay Flowers, maybe? I can't go Zay Jones because we have Ridley. Gabe is awful. Yeah, but he's going to have 2 spike weeks, right? This week. This season. You can expect him to go off for 20 plus twice, right? If this is that week, and now, like in the weeks that Gabe Davis spikes, like you're going to have a huge spike from Josh Allen too. So I like making those concentrated bets. Sure, it's going to miss majority of the time, but like Debo's the same player to a certain extent. Like he's boom or bust. T. Higgins probably getting a little too much disrespect going this late, but that's another crazy thing. Like Joe Burrow should be in play. Justin Fields should be in play. Send another one. Send it. We're live on some pick'ems this week too. We need Tyreek Hill to go over half a yard for $150. I think that one's going to happen. If you guys are new to the live stream, please go down, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1K subs. Crazy. We've been streaming for 1 year. Proud of the progress we made. You get pick 5 here. It's funny how many Kelsey Ridley teams I started with, and now you can't get it. But I still want it. Advantage to 1-1, your last pick is secret on desktop version. That's hilarious. It's so true. I wonder why on your phone it brings you to like the draft results. And then on PC, it just like, it doesn't even show you the first pick's last pick. That's funny. So true. Again, the 101 getting another advantage. Of course. Amon-Ra takes the 101. Why am I like never in the position to like what? Yeah, CMC goes 2. Kelsey goes 3. GW Buffalo. This name looks familiar. Higgins going 2-3 turn all year round, now goes undrafted. Yeah, I know. There's definitely a little too much hate. We will go Chase here at 5. See if we can get any sort of unique combo like Chase and Ridley. He doesn't go Ridley. That'd be so crude. Like to go a pick over. Because Ridley was next in ADP. He reaches up 1 pick to get Barkley. Let's go. Let's have some fun with this one, eh? I likely want this to be a Trevor Lawrence lineup, though. Low-key, Trevor Lawrence lineup. Maybe a Pacheco bring back. NU Collector, 79.4% with 27 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna end up just slaying a few more of these. Have to. This could be a Burrow lineup too, like Adam said. Could go Burrow 100%. We'll just see how. And maybe if we do get Mark Andrews on the way back around, maybe we do make this the Burrow lineup. And now that you get certainty that he is playing, he should be above Ayuk. He should be above Pollard, in my opinion. He probably should be above Adams and ETN. Let's go. Get this. Yeah. Too Cool Rad has the spoons out. Get the spoons out. Trevor Lawrence goes at 13, so maybe it is a Burrow lineup. Yeah, it is, Adam. It is. Doesn't mean two pieces can't get there, though. And where you're making a bet on Chase, I don't mind also making that bet on Burrow because you're basically saying, hey, Burrow's going to have a good game. At the very worst, it's a mini stack. Like if I like any team could be a naked Fields team. Is there a way that we still bring in Justin Herbert into this? And go Justin Herbert with Mike Williams? I can't get off Mike Williams. I need someone to talk me off a ledge. Like, so I need like a call-in line for you guys to call in and be like, stop drafting Mike Williams, you sick puppy. I think without Myers, you do see some more dump offs to Josh Jacobs this week. Let's bring in Jacobs against Buffalo. Double down on Mike Will. I love it, Coop. I love it. You would make a great AA partner. Drink it. You'd make a great sponsor. Just fantastic. This also could be a Lamar team as well with the Chase bring back. So we have options. We have options in Herbert count. It's probably a good thing for me because now I won't go Mike Williams. Again, any team could be a naked Fields team. The team in between me has a QB already, something to look out for. He can't go QB, so we don't go QB with our next pick. We just select who we want. And is this the AJ Dillon team? Is this the Tyler Lockett team? Pacheco? I don't know if I want another mini stack. I'd go Pierce if like his O-line wasn't completely decimated. GA007, welcome to live stream, says Judy. Judy's definitely in play this week. What will its snap count look like? That's going to be the toughest thing to predict. Let's go Tyler Lockett in this game that could just completely blow up. I believe it's the second highest point total on the week, so I do want a piece of it. Whether it's through Gibbs. And Gibbs is just drafted all the time. So let's go with Lockett here. And then who do we want? Do we want Lamar or Joe Burrow? Because I think you could easily go either one. I think if we're betting on Chase with our first pick, you're betting on him being optimal against all these other players, right? So you need Burrow to have a good game. Burrow's at home, and then to bring back in Andrews. Andrews doesn't have to have a monster game, at the tight end position. Something like 12 points is fine. 8 points to, and anything over 12 is usually massive. Let's bring in Burrow here. Two one-offs. We have our game stack. Joe Burrow, Chase with the Mark Andrews bring back. We have a piece in the Seattle-Detroit game, which feels good. We have a piece in this Jacksonville-KC game, which feels good. And then Josh Jacobs is like probably the pick that I like the least. But it doesn't mean it can't work. Without Myers, though, like Myers had a heavy workload. Would that say 10 targets, 9 catches out this week? We're doing one last one, fellas. What are we at for percent? We're at 80%. Oh my God. Massive, massive overlay. It's going to cover the rake and then some. So we're looking at 19 minutes, and it's filling at roughly just over 1% every 10 minutes. So you're looking at 15% plus overlay. And we get the 101. Get the spoons out. King Cat. Legend in these streets. If you're in the live stream. Dog Bowl is going to be 69%. We'll fire up a Dog Bowl too. This is going to be the last one. Dog Bowl, one more if you want to get in. I think I got the 101. I did get the 101 in the last Dog Bowl, so I would I would like something other than the 101. That filled. All right, we don't get the 101. Dave is in this one, right? Is that Dave? No, it's Dark. Let's peek that. Go to live, right? Drafts, active. We get the 8 spot. Journey, that name looks familiar. Dark Sheep, he's a streamer. TFS Texas, cool. Good luck. Good luck, good luck. Looks like this could get to 75% though, just due to the amount of entrants. Fun. This is going to be my second one. I'm happy with my first entry, which is sort of why I'm not attacking this heavier. In the $50 entry mark, and I have a 5-month-old baby. How realistic is it for me to go to Miami? Very. Extremely high. Extremely realistic. Plus, good promo for the channel. Get to bring one of my followers. Let's go. Free t-shirts. Everyone loves free t-shirts. Dude, King Cap out here going and getting his guys. Says, screw your ADP. Screw your projections. No Myers, so I don't hate it. Gross. He goes Josh Allen in that situation too. I love it. It's a good pick. This is going to be our Barkley team, I guess. What are the chances we get Herbert at 17? Because if we try to make it a game stack, I think that could be sexy. We'll see. If we get Herbert on the way back around, we'll see. See if we made a mistake. Definitely going Bijan here. Holy smokes. Yeah. I like this combo between Bijan and CMC. It's not unique, but it doesn't mean we can't get unique. I actually hate pick 8. Now that I think about it, for the dog bowl, pick 8's probably like, if I got Allen here, I'd be definitely more happy because I think Allen has a better chance of being the optimal QB than Barkley being the optimal RB this week. Maybe we just double tap RB in this one. We target like Justin Fields with Komet. We target Daniel Jones with Waller, something like that. I do want to stack those QBs with the tight ends. Yeah, damn, Geo007 makes a really good point. Because you asked for not the number 1 pick, and I highly regret that. Devontae, wide receiver 1 this week, could happen. ER7 doing the Lord's work, says drop a like, guys, and as a pounder, we'll finish first place. Let's go. That'd be sick. Yeah, no Jacoby. That's why I do like Josh Jacobs this week, too. I think he gets a lot of easy dump-offs, and Jimmy G likes to dump off the ball. But that connection with Myers was definitely no joke. It was no joke. Any sneaky swap rankings? I think Kelly's going to be relatively chalky. I think A.J. Dillon's fine. I like Treylon Burks before we got the news that D-Hop's coming back. Not putting Burks in the lineup at all. Sneaky. I like Dameon Pierce until his whole O-line got hurt. Yeah, just like hashtag scroll EF down, guys. Like Terry McLaurin probably shouldn't be going completely undrafted. With Judy back, like Sutton's definitely not as sexy of a pick. But yeah, Terry McLaurin, Dotson. Those are some players that are getting disrespected. Tight end, Cole Kmet's getting disrespected. 7 targets week 1. Red zone target. Kind of gross. Can we get Mike Willie on the way back around at 32? Probably not, huh? How much time do we got? 16 seconds. We probably go Mark Andrews here. Let's see what we got here. We got 15 seconds. Yeah, I'm fine with Andrews here. I just realized Mike Williams is gone. It's got to be a Herb. It's got to be an Everett team, which is so gross. I hate how it doesn't turn off. Running backs. I was like, I'll just auto Josh Jacobs. That's gross. So we need a Herbert to basically spread the ball. So this has to be an Everett team. Look, I have no choice. Which is fine. Finding value fantasy. Welcome to the live stream. Taking this bad boy down. I hope so. I hope so. 50K would be ginormous. Be ginormous. What are we at for entries? We're at 25 for both. This is going to be number 26 for this one. And we have our second entry for the dog bowl, which pick 8's just been an absolute terrible spot. Terrible. Like, I don't even want to go. Like, give me Fields. Like, this team needs Fields and just a naked Fields. Tell me no one sniped me on Everett for last. Oh, so 28 here. Did it just not? It's just not going to update. Let's see what these exposures are looking like. We still have 26.1% Kelsey, and you guys haven't seen me draft him yet on the live stream today. That's how heavy I was on Kelsey when he was going pick 8+. Keenan Allen, DK Metcalf, you can see like just targeting those games. And obviously with the high ownership of Josh Allen, you're going to see a high ownership of Gabe Davis and Diggs. Trevor Lawrence really targeting those high point total games. Eckler. The dream. The dream. I was drafting him all the way up until probably about 2 days ago. I got him at last pick. I'm like, how can you not last pick Eckler? You can just pick swap him if he doesn't play. Like, it's not like you're getting a 0 here, so it's not a huge deal. Some of those drafts will probably get Kenneth Walker. Some of them will get AJ Dillon. I don't want to directly pick swap for Kelly. Now, something you guys should be thinking about when you're doing pick swaps, if you're thinking about going AJ Dillon, you want to check and make sure those lineups that you've drafted Eckler, do you have Musgrave? Do you have Musgrave on 3 of the 10 lineups? Then you're probably not going to want to choose AJ Dillon just because of how thin it would be for both AJ Dillon and Musgrave to get there in a point total that's like 38.5 or 39.5. So you do want to just do a little deep dive, just a quick search on your lineups on how much Musgrave you have if you're thinking about pick swapping AJ Dillon. Love the hat. Repping the college, my friend. Repping it. The Lancers. CMC and Debo too. Yum. So gross. That lineup was just dead. After I auto-picked and I realized that we were not getting Josh Jacobs, just dead. All right, this has to be if Fields' team. I already said it. It has to be a Fields team. And Mike Evans would be a goal to get on the way back, but if he doesn't, maybe... Is Godwin still there? Godwin's still there for a little mini stack in this game. So one of those two is fine as my first pass catching wide receiver. Can also just go naked. Probably just going to end up with naked Fields, right? Like, we have DJ Moore with an over-under of 3 catches today. That's... Now, I like the over just because I think they make a point to get him more involved, and that's from a pick'em perspective. But for like an ultimate ceiling spike week game type perspective, tough to trust. Tough to trust. Maybe we do it anyways. We can't go Zay. I do like Zay Jones. I do like Tyler Lockett. Christian Kirk, like, I want to like him, but only seeing snaps in 3 wide receiver sets. We see Tyler Lockett get snipped. I wouldn't mind Jahan Dotson here. Romeo Dobbs, we might have to dip into. Let's see what we get on the way back around. This team only has 2 running backs, so let's see. They're probably tapping. You'd have to think like tight end falls off and QB. It's crazy that Gino goes this late. Like, he's going after Jordan Love, which makes no sense. He's going after Dak Prescott, which makes no sense. Even after Purdy here, Geno Smith and Goff should likely be back-to-back in this game. Of course, Mike Evans. Why not? Why not just pair Daniel Jones with anyone in the world? Because you can. It makes sense. I'm just mad they did it. Shit. Do I just bring in my second running back if Gibbs falls to us? Huh. Good way to leverage the Detroit game. I'm talking myself into it right now, fellas. Who do we have for running backs? We have like running backs down here that, dude, Rashawn Johnson. Are we going to see Donta Foreman be inactive today? Is he inactive officially? Rashawn Johnson, 20% in best ball this offseason. That feels fucking good. Where's Javonte? Javonte goes super late too, no? Like, Javante's an option too. Like, F me, right? Like, F me. Let's just bring in Gibbs. I want a piece of this game. I likely would have went Lockett if he was available. Give me a piece of this Detroit-Seattle game, though. This is going to be such a mix, wish-wash type team. If DJ Moore comes back to us, 13 picks, we'll select him. I'm not expecting that to happen. Yeah, look at the RBs go off. I think we had to go Gibbs there. Going 14 picks after ADP. Probably not a full 14, though, because it starts to get... Like, their ADPs are all around 35 here. Adam says, saying that because I paired it with CMC special, and yeah. Love the hat. So funny. College, my friend. They got me for $20. Could add DeAndre Hopkins into this. He likely has an ADP suppressed just because he didn't practice this week and everyone thought he was going to be inactive. So he probably should be going earlier. We see Godwin go off the board. But give me 2 of these wide receivers to end it. You can add Judy in there. I'm fine with that. You can add Terry. You're not going to go both Terry and Dotson, obviously. I don't love Gallup against the Jets, even though Cooks isn't playing. Bateman's an interesting one, but we already have Mark Andrews, so that's a huge no. And then it gets into like gross territory. Too gross. Curry Goat says, got a lot of Kelly this week and Barkley. Hell yeah. Dotson off the board. Dude, people hate DJ Moore, and it's for good reason. I mean, you get 2 catches at half, you get none after half. 82% for... Oh my God. Do I jump into one more? Why not, right? Let's jump into one more. Dudes, we're going to get 15% plus overlay. I should have so many more lineups. We're just going to send it on 3 more. Have to. Like, have to. Don't have a choice. This will be the Dog Bowl. This will be draft number 2. That's live drafts active. This will be draft number boop 2 spot 4 spot, and the last one active. Is that the same? Nope. Good, we got them all. I'm cool with Zay Jones here as my wide receiver 1 in a game that I want to have a piece in. Go to draft. If you guys think I'm sick, you're probably right. New me in this one. Also getting a piece of that overlay. 1 more quickly became 3 more. I know. Get me the hotline. It's okay. I'm playing with their money. Dog Bowl just fill, or did it close? It had to have closed because it takes longer to draft, and Battle Royales are closing in 2 minutes. I'll let you know what the overlay is after this is finished, but it looks like 32%. Start 1, Hopkins, Judy, Burks, or Flowers. You're probably deciding between Hopkins and Flowers there. If Hopkins is playing, I think you just go Hopkins. Let's do some Kelsey starts to end the day. Oh, okay. Let's go Diggs. 1 more of these 3, and I don't even mind if it's Terry. If Terry's going undrafted, Nico Collins gets 11 targets week 1. I'm worried about the O-line, though. And Stroud not having a lot of time to pass in this game. 4 starters on the O-line are out. Dudes, did we just find the golden goose here? In Darnell Mooney? Did we just find the golden goose? The reach down player that we need? It depends how much I hate this $50. I already sort of hate it, so we should just hate it more. Tell yourself, Pat, you do not need to stack Justin Fields. You do not need to stack Justin Fields. You do not need to stack Justin Fields. I think I like Judy the most if he's there. We get Judy if we want him. Here, let's go Kelsey and Josh Allen. That seems unique because a lot of those teams with Kelsey are going to go Mahomes. Zig and zag, zig and zag. We have a full 30 seconds to think about that. This could be fun too, as a little mini. This could be fun as a little mini. Yeah, Mooney got like slightly injured with that touchdown catch. Tampa Bay. I would have loved to have like a Godwin bring back in this game, and we just don't. Let's bring in Judy. The unknown. We'll rock with the unknown. Chase to go with Henry, I think is fine. Yeah. Let's go Derrick Henry, and let's try to bring Mark Andrews in again for a mini in this game. Let's see what percent this is at. Drafts, active or completed. Go to here. Go to the Dog Bowl, and it ended off at 68.6%. Like, sure. And we're going Bijan here. We got the word that Algier is still going to be a part of this backfield. Like, yeah, no shit. Like, it's obvious. That's obvious. Ah, man. Do we just go? I'm just going to double tap RB here. I'm just going to double tap RB. And then if I can somehow still make it a Justin Herbert, Mike Williams team, I will. If there's a will, there's a way. We're going to be bringing in Mike Williams this week. Yeah, Vape says you definitely do not need to stack Justin Fields. 100% true. 100%. Give me Bijan here. He's going to split carries. You don't want him. Trust. That'll be the Keenan Allen team if we get him. Something like that. We can go Darren Waller, and if we miss on everyone, this could just be our Darren Waller, Daniel Jones team that no one's drafting. And I don't feel like I need to bring back for that Arizona game, although our running back could be James Conner. He's really the only bring back that I would even think about, to be honest. We need Gabe here too. He goes way down. Damn, Curry goes. Gabe Davis is going to be wide receiver 1 this week. I feel it. I mean, there's always a chance, right? I like DK here. First wide receiver off the board. We need Gabe here. No, it's just for the lineup. It's Vegas, man. Like, how much trust do you have in Vegas's defense? It just seems like there's a good opportunity for it to be a Gabe Davis week. That's all. That's all. I can't believe the overlay on this thing. 16.4% overlay. Sheesh. I only win the tournaments I have overlay, so that should be full disclosure. This guy doesn't have his QB. If I go Justin Herbert, does he snipe Mike Williams? If I go Mike Williams, I could always rely on him not going Justin Herbert because he doesn't have the pass catcher, and we could always pivot to Burrow. He shouldn't go naked Herbert here. I've seen people do worse things, but Debo, Gabe. Sure. Okay. No one can draft Gabe Davis here or Debo. They're both full on their players, so we get both. Look at that. This worked. This worked perfectly. Let's go. Let's go. We're painting right now. This team needs its RB1, which is just going to be a scroll the fuck down pick. It might even be like Javante, something stupid. We might do something dumb there. Do I want any of these? Do I want like Chiggy at tight end for this team? I don't think you can go Chiggy. I don't know if I'd be able to go Chiggy and look at myself in the mirror over Kittle. Like I would look at myself in the mirror. I would just like quickly look away. That's all. That's all. BR was about 83.3% when I jumped in last minute. It's so nuts. That's so nuts. So nuts. If you guys haven't already, drop a like on the live stream. Helps me tremendously. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll be doing Battle Royale content every Sunday, every Tuesday when the contest opens. Man, I can't believe the amount of overlay on this. I wonder if they're going to go back to $5 tournaments. We're just drafting a running back here. I could have gone Ingram and then Pacheco. That would have been pretty cool for a mini on this team. We get Gabe Davis here. This is a fun one. This is a fucking fun one. This is a fun one. Mark that one down. That one's winning at least 25K. This one, I don't mind leveraging the KC game with the Pacheco pick. I know I've done it before. I've said it before. I don't want LA Ram running back, especially just yet, with that nasty split. And Cam Akers averaging like 1 yard per carry. Now you get San Fran. Seattle, Detroit. Let's go Kenneth Walker here. 10 seconds on the clock here. We need a tight end. Please bring me to the tight ends. Let's go Cole Kmet. Cole Kmet, 7 targets last week. 5 catches. Red zone threat. And he goes undrafted most of the time. We got our little stack. We got our bring back. We got Bijan to fall a little bit. Chase the one off. Our winning lineup had Chase the one off. Fun. Guys, we have 10 minutes until kickoff. I wish everyone the best of luck week 2. We'll be live again on Tuesday with Dooley, and we'll be doing our normal portfolio updates weekly. Man, this is a fun one. Wish everyone the best of luck. Enjoy week 2. Pounders.